Welcome back to the top 10 list, everyone. We've got Francesca Fiorentini. Francesca, ready to discuss some pet peeves?
Oh yes, super ready, very excited. I like this.
Kind.
This is a great category. Was this your idea or a suggestion?
It might have been ChatGPT. I'm not sure. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. I thought of it. But anyway, it's just because I get petty on the road at the things people do, but even more so on the internet at the things people do. Things that are probably objectively harmless, but they annoy me. So we're gonna lay out a few of them.
I'm curious.
What do you got number 5?
All right, number 5, things I don't like. And this is very broad because the internet, very broad, a lot of different platforms. I don't like the pranking spouses genre.
I don't either.
I don't find it funny. It's annoying. And I'm like, also don't post it. Like,
have you experienced this?
No, I hate being pranked. I don't like being scared. I don't think it's cute or funny or anything, and it never happens. Like, I thankfully didn't marry someone who enjoys torturing other people.
I would imagine that he would like pranking people.
No,
that would be my guess.
We can laugh, we make jokes, we make each other laugh a lot, but it's like, aha, you thought I was going to kill you wasn't isn't part of it, or you thought there was an intruder, or I just did you see that one? There's a bunch of where a woman just painted herself looking like a ghost from, I think,
The Ring or something?
No, not The Ring, but one of the oh God, what was it? Yes, Casper, and just hung out in the corner and somehow suspended herself in the corner. That's so scary.
That's kind of cool. Oh, like in Hereditary?
In Hereditary.
I want to see that one actually.
But it was very funny because the husband was like, "Jennifer, stop."
Oh, well.
No, for real, stop it. Stop it.
I'm gonna find that one.
It was good.
But anyway, yeah, look, actual pranks probably bother me. I'm kind of sick of pranks. I have been for a long time. I hate that they're 30% of what YouTube is.
Yes.
The bigger issue for me with the pranking spouses stuff is that so many of them are so obviously fake.
Yes.
There's this YouTuber, Drew Gooden, who does these great videos where he'll evaluate these trends. And there's no even attempt to make it convincing that you're not obviously acting. And I know that people still enjoy them, but it bothers me that you still enjoy, the whole thing relies on the fact that it's real. It's just really bad acting at that point. It's a fake scenario that they're not selling. I don't know why it would be so entertaining. So it's petty, but I don't like that one either.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, is this some kind of foreplay? Why am I watching this?
Probably.
Why are you guys doing this?
That would be watchable.
Go cuddle,
Exactly.
What's your number 5?
My number 5, I just want to get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Literally everything Elon Musk does online. Literally, it's all so pathetic and try hard. He posted some meme yesterday. It was an attractive woman hugging a bear. And the text on it was these creatures are dangerous and wild and untrustworthy, and they'll eat your food. And here's one hugging a bear. And it's oh, nobody saw that coming 2 words in. It's these would be pathetic try hard memes from a 10-year-old boy. But one of the richest people in the world is spending his time looking for these pathetic and then responding to the right wing grifters and everything. Just everything he does online is so pathetic.
It's so crazy.
Let alone the meta stuff of him having bought the platforms.
No one's midlife crisis harder. No one in the history of midlife has midlife. What is it?
No one has midlife christened worse than him.
Yeah, no one has midlife christened worse than Elon Musk. And yes, and it gets worse. I don't know how. You would think that maybe once he bought the platform, he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna rein it in a little bit. But no, he did exactly what we assumed he was gonna do: buy the platform to just juke his own stats, fire people. Yep. Remember did you guys cover it on the show where he was mad that Biden had a better trending tweet than he did? It's
about the Super Bowl.
About the Super Bowl, sorry, bro, you're not the president. But you're gonna run. Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it.
He's gonna run in our lifetime, John, right?
I mean, can't, right? I don't know.
Oh, can he not?
Well, he's not. He was born in South Africa.
God,
they'll change it.
Thank God. You know what?
Yeah,
my mom brain is really. There's some things that aren't terrible yet, and that's one of them.
There you go.
All right, number 4. Let's do this. I know. just the mass tagging, everyone tagging this person, that person.
Yeah.
I'm like, it feels nice to be included when you at Rachel Maddow and me, but like, it's just.
I think I know the specific one you're talking about.
Well, there's so many. There's just always, and it's like it doesn't make me want to pay attention to this tweet anymore when you mass tag people, and especially or like just mass anything. And I get it. Like I used to do that occasionally with like some videos I wanted people to like watch and I'd be like, hey, I never truly did that. But I'm like, if you don't know someone, the mass tagging, it gets hard. So
yeah,
I know you want to be
never
seen,
really tag anyone.
But yeah.
Yeah, and you want to, if you're a regular person, you want a lot of people to see it. But yeah, if I see like a big block, I'm like, well, you don't really think that this has anything to do with me or is especially interesting to me. You just think it's generally interesting, which is fine, but sure, yeah.
John, by the way, only follows, you only follow what, like 300 or 500 people on Twitter?
It's more, it used to be 200. I like to keep it, but now everyone I bring on the show, I have to follow. I try to keep, it's very focused on work though. I don't follow a lot of people outside of like first stuff.
You follow them and then you unfollow. Sorry, I've got my little makeup brush. You follow
I'm too
them
scared.
And then you unfollow them.
What are you doing? You're multitasking on
I'm
our
multitasking.
Show?
Sorry.
Anyway, my number 4 is not. I want you to understand why I'm criticizing this. I'm criticizing this because I think it's unnecessary. Okay, I understand why it's done. I think it's unnecessary. So, if you're a guy who has like an amazing body or whatever, and you want to show off your amazing body.
Word, I like it.
You're allowed to do that. I don't know if you know this. You're allowed to do this. You do not have to then accompany the photo with a bit of a poem. Or I've been thinking about the nature of beingness recently, and I think that what are you doing? Don't like stop it with this fake BS. Just post the picture of you, or if you're a really attractive woman, just post it. Honestly, like that photo with a peach emoji, I respect 1,000,000 times more than pretending that this is, I just really wanted to share a bit of a poem and I guess I gotta put some kind of image. So I guess I'll take one from me at the beach. Like, you could just post it. Just post it. Am I wrong?
John, this is actually, let's skip to it. This is my number 3.
Oh, really?
150% agree with this. If you have a nice body or you just trying to show off or you just want to like feel hot and like get some likes, no shame in that game, totally fine. I've done it, do it, it's fine. But then to accompany it with like the master's tools will never dismantle the master's house, Audre Lorde. Like stop, just stop pretending like this isn't exactly what it is. You don't, and it doesn't have to be political and it's okay. It's okay that it's just kind of like out of the wheelhouse. What I will say is I do think it's funny and I like when people post thirst trap photos and then are like, swipe because I have like shows coming up or something to plug or like something I want you to do, or in a call to action. Like that I think is a funny misdirection, but it's not a fun misdirection if it's like, I just get tired of that. I think you're totally right. People, they're like, oh, well, because this is so shallow, I have to go deep in the caption. You don't, you really don't.
Well, it feels to me like, and I definitely don't think that this is a conscious thing or whatever, but it feels to me like it's kind of insulting to people who, and I'm using the term sex work here to involve stuff that's not explicitly like sexual. Like just if your job is posting attractive photos or whatever, like that's what you do. But then other people want to do the same thing, but they're not doing that thing. They're posting a bit of a poem. It's almost like insulting, like, well, I'm not one of those people. I'm a deeper person who posts thirst traps. But it is the same thing. And there's nothing wrong with either side of that. But like, it's almost like looking down on people who are like, no, this is a photo shoot I did. I want you to support me or whatever. I don't know.
And here's a haiku by Thich Nhat Hanh. Who talks about living in the present moment. He's a Buddhist monk, a Thai Buddhist monk, RIP. No, excuse me, Vietnamese. I'm an ass. He's amazing. But yeah, you're just like, okay, just why don't you post a photo of him? Oh, because he's not in a thong. I get it.
His abs are not as nice.
Right. I'm glad we agree. That's great. That's your 2.
So that's
what's your 2? Or what's your 3?
That was my 4.
Right.
And your 3. Now my 3 is what happens because of those.
Okay.
So my 3, and this is worse than the people who do the captions, is guys who respond to the pictures thinking that they have any chance of ending up in an intimate encounter. It like if you know the person and you just want to be like fire or whatever, fine, that's great, that's supportive or whatever. But like guys who seriously will respond to like a celebrity whose photo has 100,000 comments and they post a comment that is clearly designed to try to get the person's attention. It's like,
what's that comment?
How do you breathe? How do you live day to day if you think that that's gonna happen?
So what's the comment? Because
I'll find one. I'll find one right now. Do you want to go on to your 2 and I'll find an example?
Sure. I mean, I can actually, it's jogging what I want my number 2 to be, which I feel like is good tag teaming on our parts, even though I feel like there's many things I don't like, but for sure, let's say number 2 is the open, like nagging, the like mean comments, the you should do blank with your hair, you look better like this, you should. And look, I am someone who, if I like someone, I am like, I'll just insult them. Like that's how I work. Like, but again, I'm also a woman, so I cannot be part of the patriarchy. The point is for me, it's a sign of like, if I kind of like, I'm flirting with you, if I'm making fun of you, it's like light ribbing, as I like to call it. But I do think that men, specifically online to women, will find ways to take them down a peg in whatever way. I get random emails all the time that are like, "You're not funny." I was like, this man, it's always a man, took the time to go to my website, to then find my contact form, to then send me a thing. All this time I took out of his life so that he could say that I didn't make him laugh and he didn't like my humor or he didn't think I was funny. Do you know how much this dude like is on my dick right now? Like, do you know how thirsty he is for me?
Yeah.
Do you know how do you know how jealous he is?
That's fine, we're not live.
Yeah,
you're 100% right. It's
just
crazy.
Stop.
It's crazy, yeah. I did find examples, by the way. So I follow, this is an account on Instagram. It's this woman who travels all over the world. And I follow it for that reason, not because she's gorgeous. Anyway, so one comment says, "Let's get married." Let's see, there's a young man who just says, "You're the greatest." That might just be, he finds her inspirational or whatever. One guy who's, his profile picture is him with his shirt off, just says "favorite female."
John, like what? But this is the same.
One guy's
thing that
asking if she ever goes to Nigeria.
Men send D pics for this reason. They're like, look, like there is a 1 in a 10 million chance that this will work, but I'm gonna take that chance. I will debase myself and be like, you know what? We got married because I commented. You wanna get married?
You know what I want to do? I want to track down. I want to start a podcast called Shoot Your Shot, and I want to track down women who have ever had any action with a guy who did one of these things, because I guess it must exist. And I feel like those unicorns need to be identified.
No, they're self-hating. Anyway. They're self-hating.
Yes. Okay, so
that's so good. Okay, so what's your number
2? My number 2. So my number 3 was guys who respond to photos that women post thinking that they're gonna have sex with them. My number 2 is guys who respond to photos of women online thinking they're gonna have sex with them that weren't even posted by the woman, you jackasses. It'll literally be an account that just does hot women photos. And a guy will be like, "Hey mommy, love that ass." It's not her. What do you think is gonna happen out of this? Some dude posted the photo, or it'll be on Reddit or something. It's not her. She's not gonna see it. If she did, she would not be interested. But she's not even gonna see it, you maniac.
You know, it's amazing that like people like Andrew Tate can even grift on the possibility, the idea that men are a superior sex to women. Like just. You know, the women don't do this. I mean, there's a lot of other things that women don't do. Mass shootings for one, usually not pedophiles for 2. But hey, also this, war crimes. But of course, Margaret Thatcher. Let's remember the few times.
That's true. That's true.
that being said, yeah, it's just you're so sweet, you little baby.
Your baby
I want to
brain.
hold your little baby brain and just pet it like a chia pet, like, oh, you just like tuck it into bed at night, Just
your tiny little loaf.
Your tiny little loaf brain. All right.
Well, what does that leave for you? Number one annoying thing. So pranking spouses, mass tagging, the hot photos, the nagging of people who you actually like. Number one, and this is very blanket, but like, as a comic, as someone who's super sarcastic and ironic about pretty much everything I say and do, not understanding irony crushes my spirit. Like not understanding jokes and not even attempting to understand jokes, not reading something and then kind of saying it to yourself a little bit and being like, oh, that's supposed to be a joke, like, and for example, there's always somebody, this is actually not, I rarely tweet, but my husband, he tweeted a joke, which was like, you don't owe your newborn baby anything. And it was clearly it was like a clap, like you don't owe your newborn baby anything. It had the claps. Oh, come on. They didn't get it with the claps.
So tons of retweets, very, very funny. Obviously you care for a newborn baby and a not newborn baby.
But you don't have to. Because you don't owe them anything.
You don't owe them anything. It's a great joke. And of course, there were so many people who were like, wow, this is incredibly irresponsible. This is why children grow up without feeling protected. And then and you're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Can we try to have a sense of humor? And just generally, I feel like the internet is so silly and people need to understand and take everything with just a little bit more of a grain of salt. A little more levity and a sense of humor, but we're so bleeding heart. And we're a political show. We do political shows all the time, but let's be a little bit more generous with one another. Sure. On everything. I mean, not on Matt Walsh's, BS, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, because he's not a person anymore.
Not a person.
Yes, that's totally true. Yeah, no, people fight so hard to pretend that they don't understand what you're saying.
Yes.
They will fight harder for that than to save their life as they're falling off a cliff. They will fight harder. They will like have a branch within their reach, but they'll use the hand to type like, that seems insensitive.
Actually.
That would be a good sketch, by the way.
Yes.
Anyway, no, it's like a guy falling off a cliff, but he's too distracted by needing to mansplain a female comedian's joke to her.
Totally.
Anyway, I think Matt should star in it. Anyway,
he's already. I mean, he doesn't do that, but he will. Yeah. I do not want to be at my husband's funeral for him texting while driving. That is just like,
oh no.
And I feel like it's gonna happen. Because it'll be tweeting while driving, and it'll be like lum my bum, and then the bum will cut off, and then
but it still gets sent somehow.
Yeah, somehow gets sent. And I have to,
by the way, last year you predicted the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Maybe be careful with your predictions.
No, I'm not predicting. I'm not predicting anything.
Okay. Well, my number one is a pet peeve I have when it comes to social media, specifically around like our business or whatever.
Sure.
And I am not referring to an occasional thing, but there have been people and there have been times that I call the breaking people. Everything's breaking. Every tweet is, here's a thing that's breaking. I have nothing to do with it. I have literally nothing to do with it. I saw it on a tweet 5 seconds before you did. And then theoretically, I could just retweeted that person who has the reporting that wrote the article or whatever. No, it's all about me now. And I'm gonna make sure that you know that, because I'm not even gonna link to the thing. I'm just gonna take literally the headline and slam breaking on it and spread it, ignoring the author, ignoring the team, ignoring the editor, the outlet, all of that, and just rake in the social media creds. And it's so low effort and it gets rewarded. I hate stuff that is easy and rewarded, basically. It's just stolen valor. It's all it is.
Welcome to the internet. I was thinking about this morning actually. I was like, hey, remember when we as a society like delegated things? to like different, like when information was delegated to, I don't know, news media, journalists who did actual reporting and not everyone was doing the reporting. Like that was cool. I like that. And like, remember when photographers were delegated instead of everyone holding up their phone, as we've talked about on the bonus episodes before? Like, it's just, you're not the reporter.
No, like quote retweet the reporter. You could add your commentary and they see the person that actually did it. That seems easy. Credit the actual outlet. Like, but all of these things they don't do for a reason. First of all, it's to give the aura that you maybe came up with some of it, but more importantly, because the algorithm doesn't like that as much.
Retweet if you agree.
Tweet. Oh yeah, well don't get me into the Occupy Democrat stuff and everything. Maybe that's even worse. That probably should have been my number one. I like doing it sometimes as a joke to make fun of those things, but
I've done it as a joke. I've totally done it as a joke, and it's also like, first of all, neither of us said subtweeting because I feel like this entire top 10 is just one massive subtweet where we're like throwing shade but not naming names.
I'm fine with subtweeting. Nobody needs to bring onto themselves harassment. You'll get it enough anyway.
That's true. John, do you name search yourself on Twitter?
No, you mean literally like typing in John Iadarola and searching for it? No. I did that on Reddit a while back.
Yeah,
once, but no. Not on Twitter, no. I don't want to know what people are saying about me on Twitter. I don't like that it comes up in my replies.
But Reddit, you're like, hell yeah.
No, there was a reason. It was something about the TYT subreddit or something like that. But anyway, I don't know. No,
it was like a pop. I know that there are some people. Thread.
That's true. There are some people who do that on Twitter. We know, literally, no at, just the name.
I'm just doing it right now, but misspelled. Fast.
Anyway, and by the way, that's not even like an issue of like name searching yourself. That's apparently doing it so commonly that you can come across things mere moments after they're posted. Anyway, Glenn Greenwald. Anyway, okay, well, that is our top 10 list, everyone. It's not about anyone in particular. It's all about everybody. So anyway, we love making these. We need ideas though. We will feed on your suggestions. So give us an idea for a top 10 list and we'll do it. Next week or the next week where we don't have Francesca, I'll probably do the Rocky thing. So that'll be coming soon.
But for now, I have to catch up though. I mean, I have to catch up. Either.
Or you have to catch up. Yeah, that's fine. So we didn't get a chance to do this on the show. So I know your child, your heir needs diapers and stuff. So where can people follow your work?
The Bitchuation Room podcast, listen or watch live Tuesdays, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna be very good this week, I think.
And there's a Patreon, everyone,
patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Hell yeah. Oh, also, I should say this, but it's not the Twitchuation Room, but I'm gonna start Twitch streaming on Fridays.
Oh, cool.
Also at 1. So it's the not Twitchuation, but bonus bish. And so if you're a patron or a subscriber on Twitch to Franny Fio, you get that content.
It's the Fryuation Room. Anyway, we're just gonna keep spawning stuff. Okay, well, thank you, Francesca. It was great to have a little bit of you here.
Yes.
And have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.